Hey, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic for Monday, September 28th, 2020. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in once again, wherever you're tuning in at, whether you're listening to the audio podcast or you're watching on the live stream on YouTube. I appreciate you tuning in. Just about a half hour away to tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, tonight on USA. So let's just get started in today's episode. And first, before I get to Clash of Champions, from last night, I want to talk about once again Warrior Wrestling. Took place last Saturday night, and now this is the third show, the finale of their stadium series. And to kick things off from Chicago Heights, Illinois, once again on the high school football field, it is a battle of two Impact Wrestling stars as Suicide takes on Moose. Moose defeats Suicide to score the win in the opening contest, 10 minutes, 46 seconds. The world famous Cheeseburger taking on Mike Bennett. Bennett gets the win, 13 minutes, 51 seconds. Showed some sportsmanship at the end. Bennett, since he has been released by WWE, back on the indie, impressive so far. Hope that keeps up for him. Women's or intergender action. Excuse me, not yet. Getting ahead of myself a little bit. Isaiah Velasquez taking on Travis Titan. Velasquez gets the win at 7 minutes, 25 seconds. A battle of two big men is up next as Beastman takes on Michigan's own, the War Machine, the Man Beast, whichever you want to call him, Rhino. And Rhino gores Beastman to get the win at 10 minutes, 44 seconds. And next we have a six-man scramble. Jason Page, Sam Beal, Davey Bang, and the Savage King. Martin rolls up his own partner, Dorado, in this match to get the pin and the win at 8 minutes, 39 seconds. Next up on Warrior Wrestling, Zachary Wentz defeated Blake Christian at 11 minutes, 58 seconds. It is now time for a no-holds-barred match, and it is Robert Ego Anthony with Frank the Clown in his corner, taking on Joey Janela. Not a brawling in this one. Frank the Clown gets involved, and they go over to the one goalpost on the field. Janela hits Janela hits a swanton bomb off the goalpost through a table to score the win at 21 minutes, 8 seconds. Very good match here. Very impressive swanton bomb from Joey Janela. The Warrior Wrestling Women's Championship is on the line. Kylie Ray and Madison Rain going one-on-one for the championship. And this is Madison's last match in the independents. Kylie Ray picks up the win at the end. Shades of WrestleMania 24, Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. I'm Sorry, I Love You, Super Kick. Kylie Ray picks up the win to retain the championship at 16 minutes, 25 seconds. Very good match here from these two ladies. Once again, Madison Reigns' last independent match. Now she will be exclusive to Impact Wrestling, I guess. Next up, main event of the evening. There's a little bit of change of plans. Last week, Trey Miguel became the number one contender by defeating his own partners in a triple threat match. But Brian Cage, who was supposed to take on Alex Zane was not able to make it, so they made the main event a triple threat match for the Royal Wrestling Championship. So it is Brian Pillman Jr. defending not only against Trey Miguel, but also the Machine Brian Cage. Impressive match here. I was very impressed how well these three work together. There's one really good spot here. Cage goes for the F5. Miguel counters that, turns it into the Destroyer, and then Pillman hits a jackhammer on Cage, but Cage kicks out at 2. But in the end, it is Trey Miguel getting the win and becoming the new Warrior Wrestling champion on the last Warrior Wrestling show of 2020. So that is all for Warrior Wrestling. If you didn't see any of the Warrior Wrestling shows in the Stadium Series the last few weeks, I recommend checking it out. You can check out the replay, Fight.tv, or download the Fight app. Only $14.99 for each show. Or there is also a bundle pack you can order with all 3 shows included. Watch the replays. You won't regret it. This was really my first time checking out Warrior Wrestling. I was very impressed, and I'm sure you will be too. Now let's move on to last night, WWE Clash of Champions 2020. It kicks off big, and the Intercontinental Championship is on the line in a triple threat ladder match. Sami Zayn, who claims to be the real Intercontinental Champion, taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles and the official Intercontinental Champion Jeff Hardy. These two have great matches, or had a great match. We see some ladder match history, a clip of each 3. Jeff Hardy, obviously famous for ladder matches. Sami Zayn, and obviously they didn't mention it, but AJ Styles, back in the day, had a really good match with Jerry Lynn and Low Key with in the early days of TNA. And impressive match, like I said. And the finish sees Sami Zayn pull out 2 pairs of handcuffs. Handcuff Jeff Hardy to a ladder, not by his wrist, but by his ear, with that big circle piercing Jeff Hardy has in his ear. So Jeff Hardy's got a ladder attached to his ear. He goes to handcuff Styles to the top rope, but instead handcuffs their 2 wrists together and then climbs the ladder. Styles tries to follow him up, and then even Hardy somehow gets back in the ring with the ladder attached to his ear. And while they're on the ladder, Zayn pulls out the key, uncuffs himself, and then handcuffs Styles to the ladder. So he is able to climb the rest of it to get the 2 Intercontinental titles and become the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. Next up in the back, we see Drew Gulak win the 24/7 championship from R-Truth. The Raw Women's Championship is now on the line. Zelina Vega taking on Asuka. Asuka gets the win via submission with the Asuka lock at 6 minutes 41 seconds. Pretty good match here. I was impressed with the performance of Zelina Vega and found out just a little bit ago there will be a rematch for the Raw Women's Championship tonight on Raw. Just a little bit, about 22 minutes from now. And now it is time for the United States Championship as Apollo Crews takes on Bobby Lashley. Lashley wins via submission with the Hurt Lock, 8 minutes 15 seconds. The Raw Tag Team Championship match is next. The Street Profits taking on Andrade and Angel Garza. It looks like the finish was changed a little bit due to an injury by Angel Garza. His shoulder was up, but the referee counted 3, so I'm guessing maybe the referee was told to go home, finish the match, but maybe the guys didn't know. But that was the finish of the match. Still Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, and found out the injury to Angel Garza, I believe, was something with his hip. And we find out that Nikki Cross is not able to in the SmackDown Women's Championship match. So we see the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley make her way to the ring and basically put out an open challenge. Call out anybody. Knock, knock, hello. And it is the Raw Women's Champion who already competed earlier in the night, Asuka. Bayley uses a chair in this one, gets DQ'd at 3 minutes 36 seconds. And I made a mistake by that. And then, yes, excuse me. Wait. My laptop's here. Messing up a little bit. Okay, I'm back on. And then we see Sasha Banks return, hit Bayley with a chair. And then Bayley gets the advantage a little bit, gets a kendo stick from under the ring. And then Banks turns around and Bayley exits. Next up, the WWE Championship is on the line in an ambulance match. Randy Orton challenging Drew McIntyre. This was pretty decent of a match. We see appearances by Big Show, Christian, Shawn Michaels, and Ric Flair, all the ones who Randy Orton has taken out. And McIntyre gets the win, 21 minutes, 31 seconds, to retain the WWE Championship. And now time for the main event of the evening for the Universal Championship. It is Roman Reigns taking on Jey Uso. And this one I was very impressed with. Roman Reigns was a great heel in this one. And in the end, Reigns is beating down his cousin Jey Uso. And then we see Jimmy Uso make his way to the ring. He wants to throw in the towel, but Jey Uso tells him not to. But then finally, he just throws it in anyway. 22 minutes, 52 seconds. Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship. And once again, what I thought was a very good match. Like I said, Roman Reigns was definitely good as a heel in this one. And I was definitely impressed by not only Roman Reigns, but also Jey Uso in this one. Now, will Jey Uso remain in the main event picture? That will remain to be seen. But I think he could have a future as a main eventer. But who knows? We will just have to see. That was Clash of the Champions last night. In my opinion, it was a thumbs up show. And what did you think of Clash of Champions? You can either leave your thoughts in the comment section below or on Instagram or Twitter, 360 Wrestling Podcast, on Facebook as well. And real quick, just to get into a little bit of news here. Like I mentioned already, we will see a rematch of the SmackDown Women's Championship match from Clash of Champions last night, as Zelina Vega will once again challenge Asuka, or Raw Women's Championship match, I should say. Man, little off for some reason today. Don't know why. So overall, Raw tonight, like I said, just about 15 minutes away now. And I didn't mention it during the recap, but another match that was supposed to take place, the Raw Women's Championship match, Shayna Baszler was not medically cleared, not able to compete. And apparently WWE canceled signing James Storm due to the pandemic. He has made one or two appearances on NXT in the past. Obviously, most famous for his TNA Impact Wrestling run, and has been in NWA recently. And it says here, WWE had to talk with Sami Zayn about being annoying backstage. And The Rock has reacted to Roman Reigns' Clash of Champions win. He said, same game, different levels, same hell. Different devils heard you tore down the house, or tore the house down. And there's already been rumors, some talk about possibly The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Who knows if that's actually going to happen, though, but I would like to see it. What about you? Leave that either in the comments or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media. That's it. I'm going to end this episode in time so can go relax a little bit for about 13 minutes, then watch Monday Night Raw. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, I really appreciate it. Remember, I am looking for a co-host. It would be good to have someone who is very knowledgeable about pro wrestling, loves pro wrestling, passionate about it, host the show with me. Who knows if that will happen or not, but if you have any comments or questions, 360 Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com or Facebook, Twitter, let me know if you want to be a co-host. And also, remember to be safe. Wear your mask. Use the hand sanitizer. Keep your hands washed. 6 feet away, social distancing, all that safe, good stuff. Keep watching wrestling. I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.